Older me, last time you said walking by faith means trusting God without full clarity. But here's the thing. What if the people I love don't get it? What if chasing this calling means leaving them? Welcome back to If I Knew Then, a conversation between who I was and who I became. Today we're answering the question, what if my friends and family don't support me? And addressing the loneliness of obedience. Did you ever feel alone, like the people closest to you couldn't see what God showed you? All the time. Younger me. This is such a deep question and one I've had more than once in my journey, yet come to understand very well. Callings can be lonely, not because you're wrong, but because you're early. When you stop living for applause and approval from people and start living for assignment, some folks fall off. But isn't support supposed to come from family? Yet at times, home feels so hostile. Why does it feel like they're the ones holding me back? Did you forget what the Messiah said? A prophet is without honor in his own hometown. Sometimes the ones who know your past can't comprehend your future. They still see you as you were and not as you've become. Accepting this short-sightedness is often the greatest hindrance to people walking out their purpose. Yes, I've experienced that more than once. So, how do I know if I'm being rejected or just being redirected? If they can't see what God showed you, it's not personal, it's prophetic. It takes time for fruit to bloom because the greatest activity is below the surface. And without a spiritual eye, you can't always see it until it's time to be seen. So it's not rejection, it's redirection. And keep this in mind, God will replace critics with companions. Just keep pursuing. Man, sometimes that's tough. I don't want to feel crazy for dreaming differently. And people can make you feel that way, especially when they don't support your dream. You're not crazy. And that feeling is not different from anyone walking out their true calling. You're called, and purpose will often look like rebellion to people who've settled in where they are and see you moving from there. A person's enemies will be those of his own household. Following your calling might cost you company, but never your covering. How do I move forward when their opinions still matter to me? Here's what I've learned, sometimes through heartache. You stop performing for people and live for the audience of one. Galatians 1:10 says it plain. Am I now seeking the favor or approval of men or of God? And if I'm trying to please men, I would not be a servant of Christ. When you are walking out your calling, you may not always have the approval of man. But if you please God, he'll give you favor with man. Wow! That's something to meditate on today. Thank you for making it so plain, older me. Friends, if you're listening to this and you feel like people don't support your vision, that's okay. Maybe they weren't meant to. And after time, when the fruit manifests, maybe they will, and it'll help them as well. If this helped you, drop a comment and tell us. Have you ever felt unsupported by people you thought would be your biggest cheerleaders? Let's talk about it in the comments. And tune in next time. But first, older me, can you give us the last word? This is what I wish I knew then. God doesn't give group visions. He gives personal callings. So stop trying to include people who can't see into where they don't fit. It'll save you lots of disappointment. Sometimes isolation is preparation. Keep walking, keep building. The right people will catch the vision after you've obeyed, and that's what you genuinely want. If this episode helped you in any way, don't forget to leave us a comment and join us again. We've got a real headbanger for you, how to stop caring what people think. It's going to be great. See you next time, and bye for now.